Hello all and welcome to this demo on Amazon Bedrock Prompt Management. Now, prompt management allows you to create and save prompts. Once your prompts are created, you can reuse these prompts and also have them work with your choice of model to generate any kind of inference. So let's get started. Let me quickly go to my AWS console. So this is Amazon Bedrock right here. And under Builder Tools, you have Prompt Management. So go ahead and click on Prompt Management. And over here, we have a little blurb that talks about how prompt management works. So the first step is to create a prompt. So again, prompts are specific set of inputs that guide FMs or foundation models on Bedrock to generate an appropriate response or output for a given task or instruction. So I believe most of you already know that you can optimize the prompt for a specific use case and models. So the first step is to create the prompt. The next step is to test the prompt. Test the prompt by inputting sample values for your variables and running it in the test window. And finally, once you have satisfied and you are good with your prompt, you can go ahead and use your prompt. So once you're satisfied with your prompt and its configurations, create a snapshot of it by publishing a version of it. You can deploy a prompt to production by including it in a flow and setting up your application to invoke the flow. So this is the last step. In our demo today, I will showcase how to create a prompt and how to test a prompt. I will create a separate demo or maybe a lab to discuss how we can use this prompt with Amazon Bedrock flows. That is another option over here under Builder Tools, right? So this was originally called as prompt flows, but for whatever reason, they renamed it to flows. So let's get started and create a prompt. So go down, click on create prompt. And I don't know what prompt should we create? So I'm going to say capital prompt. I was playing around this earlier. So my capital prompt. Okay, this prompt provides the capital city for any country. Now you can pretty much create any prompt that you like. Okay, this is the first prompt I'm creating. I'll probably create another prompt as well. So click on create. So this prompt has been created. Now, if you see under system instructions, which is optional, there is basically by default some text that has been mentioned over there. It says, this is my first text prompt. Please summarize on whatever topic. And the topic is actually a variable, which you can set its value right here under test variables. So for us, remember, we want to get the capital city for a country. So then let's say that, please get the capital for this. And remember, we need to have a country over here. So I'm going to say country. Okay. So you can have pretty much any prompt that you like. I'm just keeping the prompt very simple right now. Then go down and go to generative AI resources, go to models and select a model. Again, you could use any model that you like. I am recently kind of, messing around and playing around with Nova. So I'm going to use Nova Micro and apply. So Nova Micro, you can change these parameters if you like. You can put in a stop sequence if you like, configure a tool. And by default, I'm going to give the value over here as USA. And I think we've put in all the values. So what we will do now is we will test this. So it gave you that the capital of United States is Washington, D.C., which is the right thing. Okay, the response is correct. And it is basically giving you a lot of other information as well. Now, this is by default the prompt that you would put. But if you see there's a button over here called as optimize, right? You can save this draft. And there's a button over here called as optimize. If you click on optimize, it will now create a new variant using AI. And let us see how AI writes this prompt. So it has basically taken your prompt, whatever you had over here, and it has created this new prompt. So if you see it's given it instruction, given a country name, provide the capital city of that country, input this, output so and so. This is an example. So basically it's telling you that, hey, this is the input, this is the output, and now provide your response immediately without any permeable or additional information. Remember when we ran our original prompt, that is this prompt on the left-hand side, we got a lot of information. Here it is telling the model, do not give any additional information because the person is only asking for the capital. If you scroll down, you will get an option over here, replace original prompt. If you click on this original prompt that we had typed out over here, this will be replaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on replace original prompt. And you see that our prompt has been replaced. So this is the prompt now. Everything else remains the same. So I'm going to now go ahead and click on run. I'm not giving any values. If you see here, under the test variables, you have the variable name country, and there is no value. I want to see how this particular prompt works. So let's go ahead and click on run. So input Japan, Tokyo, output is Tokyo. Okay, so it's given a country name, provide the capital. It's not prompting me for the country name for whatsoever reason. And now it's only given me Germany and Berlin. If I click again on run, it's giving me the same input again. Now let's see if I scroll down and I give USA. So it's giving me Paris now. So it's not giving me what I wanted it to. So maybe this is not how it should work. Okay. And okay, I'm going to cut, oh, sorry. I'm going to cut some of the information over here. I'm going to make some changes to what AI did. Save this. And now click on run. So it's giving me Washington, D.C. because the value over here is USA. And that is the right capital. If you see, given a country name, provide the capital of that country. Input is country. And it is giving me essentially the capital right here. If I again click on run, it is going to give me Washington, D.C. If I go over here and I change the country name, let's say Poland, Warsaw, that is correct. Or let's say, I'm going to say UK, London, or India, New Delhi. Perfect. So this is how this prompt management works in very simple words. This is one of the examples, right? So I'm going to save this one now. I think it's already saved. Let me go back to prompt management. Now let's create another prompt. So create a prompt. And remember, if you have gone through my lab for Bedrock agents, we had created a travel agent over there. So I'm going to say my day trip advisor. Okay. So this prompt helps travelers to create, I would say actually to plan their day trip given the city and the date, or maybe given the city. Let's just say, keeping it simple right now. So create. So this is our prompt that has been created and summarize on this particular topic. So I'm going to say provide, or maybe I'm going to say create a day trip plan for anyone visiting city. It could be city, it could be a place, whatever you like. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it simple, city. I mean, you could pretty much give it a non city name as well. And again, under model, I'm going to select Nova. That's one of my favorite models recently. Scroll down and I'm going to give city, let's say London. So let's see what this thing does and click on run. So it's created a day trip. If you see a day trip plan for London morning, breakfast, then visit the British Museum, Covent Garden, lunch at Disham. Wow, this is kind of good. It kind of knows what Disham is. By the way, if you do not know what Disham is one of the most famous Indian restaurants in London. There are multiple branches, but if you ever go to London, you should go to this particular restaurant. Then it's telling us to go to Westminster Abbey, South Bank, dinner at Heston. Wow. Western show, drinks at the rooftop bar like Sky Garden or the Shard. Wow. Drinks at Shard would be good. Or yeah, that would be good. Or Sky Garden or the Shard for the stunning city views. Okay. So yes, and then use public transportation like tubes or buses. This is pretty decent. So it actually did a pretty good job. So I'm basically saving it. So I saved the draft. Now what we are going to do again is we are going to use the optimize feature to see how AI enhances this particular model. So click on optimize. So Bedrock is now working behind the scenes and trying to enhance our prompt. If we like what Bedrock shares with us, okay, then we keep it. If we do not like, then we discard it and we keep our original prompt. So let's wait what it comes up with. So it has basically, so we only give it one line, but it over here has said task description. Your task is to create a comprehensive data plan for visitors of the city of so and so. This plan should include a curated list of top attraction, activities, dining options that showcase the best of what the city has to offer within a single day's itinerary. Not bad. Instructions, familiarize yourself with the city, craft an engaging and a well-structured data plan that covers the following. And morning activities, see morning, lunch, afternoon, dinner. Suggest a highly rated restaurant for dining option or maybe a lunch option, depending upon various dietary preferences. Ensure that the proposed activity and attractions are logistically feasible. So it should not happen that, one thing is on one side of the London and the other one is on the other side of London. No, because you cannot, just spend your whole day on the tube or the subway or the train, right? And provide a brief prescription or highlight each recommended activity, dining option, emphasizing what makes it a must visit or a unique experience. So you see, it has gone a couple of steps ahead. In fact, it has gone way ahead. And finally, it is telling you how the output format should be. So please present your data plan with a well-structured format with clear heading sections for each component like morning activities, lunch recommendation, afternoon activities, dinner recommendation. Aim for a concise yet informative style that captures the essence of the city and provides a memorable experience for the visitors. Wow, I'm impressed by, you know, what all Bedrock could actually go inside and put in. It's kind of beefed it up way too much, but I think it should be good. Okay, so let's run this and see what comes out. I don't want to just blindly accept it. So let's see what this thing comes up with. So it came with something very similar, but now if you see, the response is drafted in a different manner. Remember, that was one of the things that we told the the model, that please present your day trip in a well-structured format with clear headings and sections. So it's giving you a clear heading or a section like morning activities, then what it needs to be. Like, okay, why visit? So why does it make sense for this to be a must visit, or why does it make it a unique experience? The best time to visit. Okay, where else you should go? And again, a why over here, best time to visit. Then for lunch recommendation is saying is telling you to go to Disham, but it is telling you to go to Disham, which is in Covent Garden. Okay, and why? Because it offers a delightful blend of traditional Indian flavors with a modern twist. And best time to visit, again, then in afternoon activities is Westminster Abbey and the House of Parliament. And then again, why? Finally, South Bank Walk with Covent Garden Market. Again, why? So there is a significant amount of information over here. So we are going all the way until afternoon activities. And I am not sure why the latter part, for example, the lunch, or sorry, the dinner options, did not come. It only came down to afternoon activity. So whatsoever reason, our lunch was not a part of this. Yeah, okay, there it is. So did it scroll down or something? Okay, so if I copy this, this is copied. Okay, so there is probably no after evening activities that came out. I'm looking for if there's an option to scroll or something. Okay, is there an option to scroll? No. So it basically ends over here for whatsoever. Oh, there it is. Mid-afternoon, afternoon activities. Let me see if it can go down. Okay. Late afternoon, take advantage. So no dinner options for whatsoever reason. So I'm going to delete the second variant. So this was pretty decent, but you saw that, it did not give me any options for dinner. And now, if I'm a traveler, I am hanging in air. So, so let's do this. Present your data plan in a well-structured manner. And then I'm going to give it a constraint, okay, if possible, in 200 words or less, right? And now run this. Let's see now what happens. So this time, if you see, it basically combined a lot of things over here. Again, the response is pretty much the same, but this time I have a dinner recommendation. That is to go to Sketch. So, which is a good thing because I wanted that. So you could again restrict or fine tune the prompt as you desire or as you like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replace my original prompt, which was a single line right here. This was our original prompt. I'm going to replace the prompt. So it's gone there. If I want to further optimize this, I can most certainly do so as well. So if I make this like 300 words or something, or if I want to click on optimize, it might actually go ahead and create a new variant for me. So why am I showing this to you? I'm showing this to you is for the reasons that, hey, you may have an original prompt. You just saw that I literally load one single line, and using that one single line, it kind of elaborated and created so much. But if you want to further optimize that, that is possible as well. So now if you see what this has done over here, instead of having sections like this, it has basically given sections like this, typically how you would want it. Okay, now provide a response immediately without being permeable. So let me do one thing. I'm going to go ahead and now run this prompt. Let's see what happens. So it's basically given me another response but since it did not have a city name, it couldn't do much. So I'm going to say this time, let's say NYC and click on run with my new variant. And now it is again given me, okay, going to the museum, then Central Park, Statue of Liberty, and Brooklyn Bridge, Fifth Avenue shopping, One World Observatory, and a couple of practical tips like taking the NYC subway or the city pass. Now, what if I say it did not consider the dietary restrictions or anything? So if we want, we can basically say recommend a local restaurant that offers delightful lunch experience. And I'm just going to put over here, where's my prompt? Oh, this is confusing. Where is my prompt? Okay. For options catering to various dietary preferences. I'm going to say not various, I'm going to say vegan dietary preferences just to kind of see if this gives a vegan option. Okay, so click on run again. And finally, if you see over here, okay, it's still giving me cats. Cats is pastrami, so it did not consider my vegan option yet. Maybe I might need to save it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace my original prompt again. Come back over here and uh, so lunch recommendations, dining that offers delightful lunch experience for vegans. I'm going to put vegans over here. Save draft. I've saved it now. And now again, I am going to enter a value like NYC and click on run. Now let's see what it comes back with. Yes. ABCV is a vegan restaurant located in West Village. That is correct. And again, it has given us some information right here. And this is another Greek cuisine. I think it probably has a lot of vegan Greek salad and vegan options. So hence it is recommending this particular lunch option as well. So this is pretty much how you can go about creating prompts with prompt management. And if I go back over here, you will see that both of my prompts are available. You can pretty much take any topic or create a prompt for anything that you like. Okay, once you create the prompt, you can work with it, you can test it. And finally, what you can do is you can use it with Bedrock flows. So I will be demoing that, probably creating a lab around it, depending on what works, as to how to use one of the prompts that we have created using prompt management as part of Bedrock flows. So I hope that this demo was helpful. Do play around with this particular feature. It is really very nice. It's very cool. You can use it with flows. You can reuse it wherever you like, depending upon, what your application setup is. And it's a nice feature to explore in general. So do give me your feedback. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And I will see you shortly in some other video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.